Hello, my name's Andy Driver, Operations Manager at Grads in Games and Head of Graduate Recruitment at Aardvark Swift. And today we're going to be talking about how to structure your CV to help gain a job in the video games industry. I will preface this video by saying that there is a lot of conflicting advice out there regarding how to structure a CV. It can be an absolute minefield of information, and the honest answer is that there is no perfect way to structure your CV to guarantee an interview. There is no magic formula, and what works for one company in one industry won't work for another company in another industry. What I'm going to present you with today may not be perfect, and I can't guarantee it will help you get a job. However, it is based on our experiences of working with graduates in the games industry, and it will provide you with some points to consider when building your own CV. To illustrate our points, we're going to be using the CV of Jake Missing as an example. Jake graduated a few years ago and immediately transitioned into his first industry role. His CV is a great example of the kind of things studios will be expecting to see. First things first, your portfolio needs to be clear at the top of your CV and not hidden between contacts. This is where you'll be able to showcase your work, and you want to make it as easy as possible for potential employers to find. Next, you should write a short profile piece. It used to be commonplace to write covering letters for each job, some as long as a side of A4. However, in today's world, on the most part, it's just not necessary. It's best to go with something concise here so you can get straight to the point. Introduce yourself, tell us about any significant, relevant achievements, and lay out your mission statement. Tell us what you want to do and why you're applying for the roles that you're applying for. Directly underneath this is where you should list your technical skills, and keep this list to only technical skills. Do not be tempted to add any soft skills in this piece. Listing great communicator in your skills does not tell me that you are a great communicator. Rather, what you'll need to do is show examples of your communication skills. I will show you where to put these a little bit later. One additional point is not to be tempted to put any kind of ranking system alongside these skills. Don't rate yourself out of 5 stars or a percentage or dots or anything like that. Once again, it doesn't tell us anything apart from how you think you rate yourself, which may be very different to how somebody else rates your skills. A quick side note, don't worry if you don't have much experience with a certain software or tool. At the end of the day, you are graduates and nobody is expecting you to be an expert in anything. Just list what you've had experience of using, and if more clarification is needed, a studio will ask for more details. Next, I would include any relevant experience. This is experience working in a game studio, whether it be an internship, work experience, or freelance work. At this point, this is more important than your degree to potential employers. Be detailed here and tell us exactly what you did. If you are lucky enough to secure an internship in a game studio, you know that you aren't just making tea and coffee for 3 months. You actually work on the game and do the job. So make sure you tell us exactly what you did and what you had exposure to using. Next would be where you would put your education. And obviously your degree is the most important piece. Keep this clear and simple. Include dates and grades too. You don't need to list every single module you've ever done throughout your degree, but it might be a good idea to tell us just a handful which are particularly relevant to the job that you want to do. In the next section, you should include any other work experience you may have. So if you have any experience working in retail or maybe behind a bar or in a cafe, then this is where you want to include that. You don't need to be really detailed and tell us every single task you did. However, this is exactly where you're going to be able to showcase some of the softer skills that you know studios are looking for. Teamwork and communication are key skills. So tell us about how you enjoyed working as part of a team, or that you enjoyed communicating with colleagues and customers. Using real life examples like this showcases the kind of soft skills that are needed in a professional environment. The final piece we recommend is to include a hobbies and interests section. You'll be surprised just how many people don't include this, or just write a bullet point list of activities. This is where you can get across your passion for games and game development and give people a small indicator of who you are and why they would ultimately want to work with you. it might actually be a good idea if you want to work in the games industry to mention you like playing games. You'll be surprised by how many people don't do that. We use this CV because it is a great example. Jake is a real person and the team worked with him some years ago. You can see here he mentions his interest in VR a few times and how it has influenced his work and studies. Jake actually ended up securing a role at a studio working on VR games, and this piece of his CV will have helped. My final piece of advice on CVs is to keep it to 2 pages max. At this point in your career, you should be able to keep this down to that. And that should give you a pretty comprehensive outline of how to tailor your CV specifically for the games industry. It is worth noting that the team here at Grads in Games are always available for CV reviews if you're looking for further personal guidance. Once you finish watching this video, you will unlock the opportunity to provide the team here with a CV which we can review. Additionally, you'll also unlock some amazing videos from studio representatives providing their own personal tips for building a CV. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the team anytime.